What a lovely gloomy day in Bengaluru today. It's a Saturday and I'm here to do yet another review of a very recently added Apple product in the family. Some of you who are already following me, I do tech reviews and game reviews and whatnot, right? I do whiskey reviews as well. The point is, right now I'm not drinking due to a health issue, but to be frank, I can't wait to get back to that excitement of tasting my whiskeys and giving you guys a glimpse. My name is Aditya Kumar. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm here to do many exciting things, and if you've not subscribed as yet, please do click the subscribe button and make sure that you give me a like and share on the videos that I'm posting. Your support means the world. Let's get into the video straight away. Now, my mom had a 2018 MacBook Pro Touch Bar, which came after the version of the one that I had previously. And as you know, last year I picked up an M4 Pro Space Black, which is my favorite color and laptop. And my mom was looking out to pick up a new laptop because unfortunately it's been about 8 years, 9 years now since she picked up her MacBook Pro. There's no software updates anymore. Her display had gone for a 6 because while she was sleeping, she dozed off. Rather, when she was dozing off, she basically happened to drop the laptop from what I see. And I was in a perfect place to recommend something new to her because this year's lineup has been really exciting with the M5 chip that's been launched on the Air and the Pro models. And I was in a bit of a fix which one to suggest. So my mom uses her laptop more for personal use. She has one for the office, so I knew that part of it was taken care of. She loves watching Netflix, TV shows, she loves listening to music, she loves many things that she does and a lot of hard work that she puts in. So I need to fit in one laptop that was able, or rather that can handle the things that she needs for herself. And in my mind, I really thought of the MacBook Pro M5. Just kidding. This is the Air M5, 15-inch, guys. As you can see how big it is. It's in this wonderful, gorgeous sky blue color, as you can see. And this is something that I feel has been the best purchase for my mom, primarily because she's not into heavy load work when it comes to video editing or music, making music or any of these so-called rigid and very rough workload. So the Air M5 is something that really interested me, and I thought, why not suggest this to her? And she's more than happy, and here's why. Now, the Air M5 comes in two screen sizes. One is the 13-inch, one is the 15-inch, both of which, however, come with a super LCD display that Apple calls and claims that it is one of the best in their segment. And today I'm going to show you guys why I feel like this display is superb and it really does wonders. Although this particular model comes with a 60 Hz refresh rate with up to 500 brightness, 500 nits brightness as its peak, working under the sun still seems really seamless. Now the Air, for all is a more lighter and more approachable model than the Pro when it comes to people's, the ease of use, for example, right? And that's the idea behind why the MacBook Air is sustained for so long. A lot of people do want a Pro version of a laptop in a lighter way, and the Air fits that perfectly. Now, yes, there is a difference in the display. For example, like I said, it's a 60 Hz LCD, whereas the Pro is up to 120 refresh rate and up to 1600 nits of brightness, which makes obviously that the Pro's display is far, far advanced, which is very similar to how the iPad gets offered from Apple as well. Now, if you're a person who's going to be using this particular model for scrolling, for social media, for Netflix, for personal use, even Excel, even Microsoft, all of these stuff work fantastically thanks to its AI ready M5 processor chip. And the 15-inch comes with 10-core CPU, 10-core GPU, and this particular model, since it's the 512 GB, needless to say, you're going to be sitting on piles and piles of work with no worry of storage getting over at all. Now, a lot of you want a MacBook but are very skeptical on which one to get. And that also boils down to many people coming back and telling me that I want the MacBook which has the best battery life. And mind you, there's only a 6-hour gap between the Air and the Pro, right? This is up to 15 hours to 18 hours of constant use without in one charge. and the Pro comes to about 24. And honestly, if you ask me, if you're not too particular and if you have round the clock kind of work, or if you have fixed timing at work, for example 9 to 6, the Air does a fantastic job at delivering whatever you need in a light and yet a compact way, unlike the Pro, which is slightly heavier, slightly thicker. As you can see, this is how thin the MacBook Air is, even though it's 15 inches, guys. Right? This is the first time my mom's picked up a bigger laptop size. She always uses a 13-inch like everyone else. But I went in for the 14-inch Pro primarily because I understood that that's the max that I needed. I don't need a bigger display or any of that stuff. Yes, this supports Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision. I watched a show called Ted Lasso, or even Greyhound for that matter, played so well. And a couple of changes in the MacBook Air this year that I can show you guys shortly as well. Now coming to the changes on the keyboard. Earlier, Apple had this butterfly click on the Pro that I had before. A few changes on the keyboard, however, have really stunned me this time around. Also because it's become a lot more softer. Even the trackpad touch is now very similar to the MacBook Neo. Now, if you know what I mean, if you have gone to the Apple Store and clicked or pressed on the M4 Pro versus the M5 series of, across the Air and Pro, or even the Neo for that matter. But initially I was actually pushing my mom for the Neo, primarily because I knew what her usage was, right? And the Neo does a fantastic job, guys. If you remember, I did a review of the iPad Air A16, or rather the iPad A16 that my dad picked up 2 months ago. And honestly, I was aspiring to pick up the Pro or the Air as well, but I'm more than happy using this the one-off time I get to use it. And it does a crazy job on handling even video editing for that matter. It's fantastic. So the Neo is a perfect fit for 64,000 rupees. You're getting an Apple product, which is an amazing laptop. It's super fast, but let's not deviate. The Air is here to really break barriers, not just the Pro, right? Now, the speakers from the side have now moved towards the inner portion of the laptop, which means the sound gets thrown off to the screen and bounces off, which gives you an amazing surround sound effect. And I really feel like the M5, if you're a person who already owns an M4 or an M3, there's no point in upgrading to the M5. You're not going to find too much of a difference, right? Although Apple claims, 3 times faster, 2 times faster, 1.5 times faster between the M4 and M5. I don't think you need to upgrade your laptop. It's just like having another iPhone where you have 16 Pro Max and you wouldn't want to upgrade to the 17 Pro Max. But coming from an Intel i5 to an M4 or an M5 like this would make a world of a difference, guys. Now the Air being the Air and how sleek, as you can see, it does come with a headphone jack, which is pretty cool, 2 Thunderbolts and 1 lightning magnetic charging cable, which is amazing because they've now matched it with the color of your laptop, the braid. But a couple of things that it misses are the fan, for example, right? The Pro comes with vapor cooling and a fan in case it sort of really heats up. It just turns on when you're trying to render videos for YouTube, or you're into total you're doing a massacre of video editing back to back. The Pro does a fantastic job. The Air can definitely handle it. Don't be mistaken, it's still the same M5 chip. It will process your videos in a fantastic way, but if you're looking at a 4K rendering, for example, I would really recommend that you go for the Pro. The 4K can be done here as well, I'm not saying no, but one thing that I strongly feel is that it tends to get hot. People off late are not fans of things becoming hot. They don't want their phones to be hot, they don't want the laptops to get hot, but it's inevitable. At the end of the day, it's an electronic device. It's going beyond what it can do to deliver what you want. So you can expect this laptop to get hot if there is heavy load of work, right? If you don't really have an eye to detail, when you keep the Pro and the Air side by side, you realize that they look so much alike to each other. When I say that, I don't mean to say the pixel resolution. What I'm trying to say is, if you don't have a key or an eye to detail, you'll realize the super LCD that's used on the Air is very, not so close, but very close to similar but not the same. That's what you can say when it comes to comparing it to the Super XDR display, Retina display on the Pro. Now, iOS 26, or rather macOS 26, works seamlessly on this M5 as well. It's super fast, it's lightning quick, and it does everything. The liquid glass looks so stunning and does everything that you really wanted to do, very similar to the Pro or any laptop in the Mac series. The Air is for someone who wants portability, who wants a laptop that's light, doesn't possibly ache their shoulders, and somebody who's looking out for something that's so compact to carry. Not the 15-inch, I'm talking about the 13-inch. The 15-inch is it will remind you of the Pro 16-inch. It's got wider spaces between the keyboard on either sides. It's got a bigger trackpad. There are no side speakers anymore on the Air. Like I said, it's all gone in. And if you're looking at portability as your key, well, the Air is the perfect place to be for you guys, because it can do the exact work and gizmos as the Pro. If you have an attention to detail and you don't mind that extra weight of a couple of more grams, and don't mind spending that extra 65,000 rupees for you to get a base level Pro M4, then go ahead, because you will definitely get a better output when it comes to screen display, speaker quality. All of these obviously you get as a price that you pay for extra. But if you're a person who's, yes, I am a MacBook lover, I want this laptop for my personal use, I'm here to not do heavy load work, I'm okay with the 18-hour battery vis-a-vis the 24, I'm okay with the 500 nit brightness vis-a-vis the 1600 brightness, I'm okay with the LCD versus your Super Retina XDR. I think the Air is the best bet that one should go in for in 2026. If you're not a person who's into video editing, Air is the best. So there are a lot of plus points if you look at it, and the Air in sky blue looks absolutely gorgeous, guys. I ran Final Cut Pro and VN on the MacBook Air just yesterday, and it did a splendid job in the pace at which I was able to edit my videos. It was very close to the Pro. But one thing to note is that the rendering does take a little longer compared to the Pro, because the Pro is built for that hard work that it needs to do. But barring that, if you're a person who's not too particular, I think the Air is the perfect fit for you guys. This model costed us 1,44,000 change for a 15-inch, and I believe it's 1,29,000 for a 13-inch. So if you're okay to stretch your budget to get a Pro model, be my guest. But my take is that the Air is fantastic when it comes to light work, scrolling, media, even good amount of work on Excel, Microsoft, PPTs, etc. that you need to do. The Air does a fabulous job thanks to its AI-ready M5 chip. If you really like this video, guys, and the Touch ID on the Air still retains its powerful way of unlocking your laptop. So here it is, the 2026 MacBook Air M5. I'm signing off. Until next time, I will see you on a new video. Do subscribe and share this with your friends. Take care.